she's so fine. Hell of a ride, blows my mind. Hell of a ride, lights my day.
What's good, guys? This story is coming out of Louisville, and it's a story that really gets up under my skin. I'm going to play a video towards the end. You'll have to see with your own eyes the extent of this. Contractor faces felony charge for work at Louisville couple's home. Community rallies to fix damage. Now, this story came out yesterday morning. A Germantown Schnitzelberg couple says they hired a contractor to do a small project on their bedroom, but a finished product is far from what they got. Now, after the couple spent half their life savings to pay the Louisville-based contractor, he is facing a felony charge. Initially, a crack and some discoloration prompted Mary Jo Williams, a 5-time cancer survivor, and her veteran husband to contact their insurance and look for a contractor. Williams found a contractor through social media, a man WHAS 11's Kristen Goodwillie later identified from court documents as Alan Barker with Barker Outdoor Improvements. Barker was hired in late January, and the couple was charged $3,500 for the repairs. Williams and her husband said the job took a turn for the worse as they were charged an additional $10,000 from Barker. Quote, he said he was going to have to open a wall up. He started over there, and that's when everything started to go wrong, end quote, Williams said. According to a bank statement, Williams withdrew the money and she says she paid him on February the 5th. She did not get a receipt from Barker and did not sign a contract. Williams recounts that within days, requests for money from Barker kept coming. Quote, he quoted me somewhere between $50,000 and $75,000 for this room, Williams said. I feel like throwing up every time I'm in here, end quote. Barker now faces a felony charge, theft by failure to make required disposition of property. The charge was handed down by the Kentucky Attorney General's Office of Consumer Protection, who began investigating Barker in late February. Kentucky does not require contractors to be licensed by the state, but a consumer investigator with the AG's office says it's important to look at the business's Better Business Bureau rating. As of March the 12th, Barker Outdoor Improvements has a D+ rating. Before this charge was filed, WHAS 11 tried to reach out to Barker multiple times via email and phone. Barker's lawyer also said they were not going to comment on the matter. With the fear that she would have to sell her home she and her husband have lived in for 23 years, Williams started packing up and gave away furniture. Quote, it just made me so angry that I knew I had to do something to help her, end quote, Debbie D'Angelo said. D'Angelo, who found out what happened to Williams on social media, made a call out in the Germantown Schnitzelberg community asking for help. Soon, over a dozen people within the community created a group to volunteer with restoration efforts. Russell Jones owns a remodeling business, and an offshoot of that, Helping Hands, works every Saturday, donating time and what materials they can to improve a home for someone in need. Quote, the only work that was done was demoing, and then he had actually come in and put up fake walls for structural support that was not necessary, Jones said. I don't really know what his game plan was. I've never seen someone duct tape studs to a ceiling, end quote. Transforming a nightmare situation into one of beauty, the community is making upgrades to the Williams home. Quote, if we get the materials that we need, we're hoping to have it completed within the next 5 weeks, end quote, Jones said. Time, resources, and money have been donated by the community. 21st in Germantown is hosting a benefit on March the 27th, and 10% of their sales that night will go to help Williams and her husband. Quote, what can I say? God sent me a bunch of angels, Williams said. I wish I could pay them back tenfold. I feel very fortunate, end quote. According to the Better Business Bureau, you should request references, get multiple quotes, and verify license and insurance. Quote, I would just advise anyone that does any contracting work, do your research. Get on social media, check out their website, ask other people if they've used them, end quote, Jones said. And that's a picture of their home. I'm going to go ahead and play the video that goes with this. You've got to see it to believe it. It's just,
Thank you for staying with us tonight at 5:30. I'm Doug Profit. New in this half hour, a warrant has just been issued for a Louisville contractor's arrest after a Germantown Schnitzelburg couple says they lost half of their life savings when they hired this contractor to paint their bedroom. They say they were left with a demolished room and ready to move out of their home. Kristen Goodwillie's been investigating the contractor for a month, and she shows us the damage and what this charge means.
It started basically, I had a crack right here on the wall.
A crack and some discoloration around the paint. It's what prompted Mary Jo Williams to call her insurance and start looking for a contractor. She was quoted and charged $3,500.
The crack fixed and to have the room painted.
Mary Jo found the contractor through Facebook, a man we later identified through court documents as Alan Barker with Barker Outdoor Improvements. She hired Barker on January 28th.
And he said he was going to have to open a wall up. He started over there, and that's when everything started to go wrong.
The 5-time cancer survivor and her veteran husband say they were charged an additional $10,000 cash, which they say they paid on February 5th up front. This copy of Mary Jo's bank statement shows she withdrew $9,999 from her account in early February. She did not get a receipt from Barker. She also didn't sign a contract. She says within days, Barker's request for money kept coming.
And then he quoted me somewhere between $50,000 and $75,000 for this room.
They'd already spent half of their life savings and couldn't afford to pay any more.
I feel like throwing up every time I'm in here.
Mary Jo showed me the room. She says Barker left in this demolished state,
Part of a wall here.
including messages like this one.
What truth? Look at my home.
Did you expect the ceiling to be opened up?
No. And I was told it didn't need to be.
Barker now faces a felony charge, theft by failure to make required disposition of property. The charge is handed down by the Kentucky Attorney General's Office of Consumer Protection, who began investigating Barker in late February. Kentucky does not require contractors to be licensed by the state, but a consumer investigator with the AG's office says it's important to look at the business's Better Business Bureau rating. Barker Outdoor Improvements has a D+. Before this charge was filed, I tried to reach out to Barker. I also called.
My name's Kristen Goodwillie. I'm with WHAS 11 News. How are you doing?
And talked with his lawyer, who said they were not going to comment.
He's going to do this again. He's done it in the past to other people. This is not the first time he's done this.
While this charge only relates to the Williams, 2 more people have come forward saying they had similar experiences with Barker. One person, who was asked not to be identified, said they hired Barker in 2019, who demanded additional charges halfway through the project. This person did sign a contract.
Kind of started charging us all of these exorbitant charges for delay and overages, and then it kind of turned where he starts threatening you if you don't pay the overages.
They involved an attorney, but say they still lost money because the down payment was more than the work done by Barker. Fearing that they would have to sell the home they'd lived in for 23 years, Mary Jo started packing up, even giving away her bedroom furniture.
And it just made me so angry that I knew I had to do something to help her.
Diane DeAngelo, who found out what happened to Mary Jo on social media, made a call out in the Germantown Schnitzelburg community asking for help.
I actually have a list here of about 13 or 14 volunteers.
To where that construction can keep going.
People within the community started creating a group, posting on social media. That's how Sean Smith became involved.
He left it in a state that was very unsafe. And again, these people are trying to live in their home.
The only work that was done was demoing, and then he had actually came in and put up fake walls for structural support that were not necessary.
Russell Jones owns his own remodeling business, and an offshoot of that, Helping Hands, works every Saturday, donating time and what materials they can to improve a home for someone in need.
This is the inside of the home right here.
I didn't really know what his game plan was. I've never seen anyone duct tape studs to a ceiling, so.
Transforming a nightmare situation. The community is making upgrades to Mary Jo's bedroom, trying to replace the negative memories with those of beauty instead.
If we get the materials that we need, we're hoping to have it completed within the next 5 weeks.
Time, resources, and money have been donated by the community. 21st Amendment in Germantown is hosting a benefit on March 27th. 10% of their sales that night will go to help Mary Jo and her husband.
What can I say? God sent me a bunch of angels.
Despite her fear, the neighborhood is protecting its own.
I wish I could pay them back tenfold.
I'm Kristen Goodwillie.
I feel very fortunate.
WHAS.
Anytime an elderly person is taken advantage of, it really rubs me the wrong way. I was raised by my grandparents, and I always think about them when I hear something like this happening, and how would I feel if that had happened to them. There would be some smoke in the city. That's all I can say. But yeah, I had to bring this story to the channel. If it helps just one person, I would feel great about that. So I'm going to end this story on that note. But thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it.